Introduction. In this deep dive exploration, we break down one of China's most influential missile families, the DF-21 series. From its origins during the Cold War to its modern-day evolution into the world's first openly acknowledged anti-ship ballistic missile, the DF-21D, this system has become a symbol of China's expanding strategic reach and deterrence power. The DF-21 is not just a missile, it is an entire capability, a message, and in many ways, a turning point in the modern military balance of East Asia. Today's episode reveals how China moved from early missile experiments to building a precision-guided weapon that can potentially hold major naval assets, especially aircraft carriers, at significant risk. This is the story of engineering, strategy, geopolitics, and the shifting nature of modern warfare. Historical background. The DF-21, known in Chinese as Dongfeng-21 or East Wind-21, first emerged during the 1980s as China sought a modern replacement for older liquid-fuel ballistic missiles. China's defense planners wanted a solid-fuel missile that could be deployed quickly, survive first strikes, and respond effectively during crises. Solid fuel meant faster launch times, easier mobility, and less maintenance. Instead of heavy infrastructure, the missile could be transported on a road mobile telephone vehicle, concealed in forests, mountains, and tunnels. This mobility became a cornerstone of China's missile strategy, decentralized, unpredictable, and difficult for an adversary to target preemptively. By the early 1990s, the DF-21 was operational. Originally conceived as a nuclear-capable medium-range ballistic missile (MRBM), it had a range suitable for regional deterrence, especially around East Asia and the Western Pacific. As China modernized its missile forces, the DF-21 family evolved, with new variants for conventional precision strikes, nuclear roles, and eventually anti-ship missions. Technical overview: non-sensitive, public information. The DF-21 series is generally categorized as a medium-range ballistic missile, with an estimated range of around 1,500 to 1,700 kilometers. Its exact performance remains classified, but open-source assessments agree on its landmark features. Solid fuel propulsion for rapid launch readiness. Road mobile telephone launchers for survivability. Guidance improvements over time, shifting from nuclear-only missions to precision roles. Multiple warhead and seeker configurations, depending on the variant. Over decades, the missile transformed from a strategic deterrence tool into a flexible system with conventional roles, symbolizing China's push toward integrated, multi-mission missile forces. Evolution of the DF-21 family. China introduced several DF-21 variants, each tailored to a distinct mission. DF-21A, an early upgrade with improved range and accuracy, believed to retain nuclear capabilities. This missile played a major role in China's shift toward mobile-based nuclear deterrence. DF-21C, a conventional strike variant with enhanced precision, capable of engaging fixed-ground targets such as bases, infrastructure, or military installations. This version marked China's transition toward high-accuracy ballistic systems designed for regional contingencies. DF-21D, the anti-ship ballistic missile. The most internationally discussed variant is the DF-21D, often called the world's first operational anti-ship ballistic missile (ASBM). This missile introduced a new challenge for modern navies, a ballistic missile designed to threaten large moving warships, including aircraft carriers. The DF-21D pushed China's anti-access area denial (A2/AD) strategy forward, signaling Beijing's intention to shape the environment around its coastline and limit adversary military influence in key maritime zones. The DF-21D, a new era of naval strategy. The DF-21D became a global headline because it represented a major doctrinal shift. Traditionally, ballistic missiles were designed for fixed targets. The idea of using them against moving ships appeared futuristic and extremely difficult. But China invested decades into making it a reality. A successful ASBM requires more than a missile. It demands over-the-horizon targeting, real-time surveillance, satellites, sensors, and tracking systems, complex guidance updates, maritime strike coordination. China expanded its satellite constellation, long-range radars, drones, and maritime surveillance networks to support the DF-21D's mission. The missile reportedly uses a maneuvering re-entry vehicle, MARV concept, allowing it to adjust course during descent. These capabilities capture global attention not because they guarantee hits, but because they force navies to rethink their operating strategies. Even the possibility of an accurate anti-carrier ballistic weapon changes decisions, planning, and deployment patterns. Strategic role of the DF-21 FAMILY. China's DF-21 missiles form a core part of its regional deterrence architecture. The family covers multiple strategic goals. Regional deterrence provides China with a credible missile umbrella over East Asian theaters. Counter-intervention strategy supports China's A2AD posture, aiming to complicate the operations of adversary forces approaching sensitive regions. Precision conventional strike allows China to hold high-value ground targets at risk during crises. Carrier denial goal. With the DF-21D, China can challenge traditional maritime doctrines, particularly regarding aircraft carrier dominance. Mobile survivable forces. The DF-21's road mobility increases survivability, reducing vulnerability to preemptive attacks. Together, these roles elevate the DF-21 series from a single missile into a layered military asset. Operational considerations. No sensitive details. Although exact operational methodologies remain classified, open-source assessments suggest how the DF-21D fits into China's broader military structure. The missile operates as part of a multi-domain system involving reconnaissance satellites, coastal and airborne radars, electronic intelligence platforms, data fusion networks, theater command coordination. This architecture demonstrates China's move toward an integrated, network-enabled missile force capable of coordinated, long-range targeting. Naval analysts note that the DF-21D does not need perfect accuracy to alter strategic dynamics. Its very existence pressures naval planners to consider wider defensive formations, more dispersed forces, radar and missile defense enhancements, changes in carrier strike group deployment zones. The ASBM is less about guaranteed hits and more about shaping behavior. Geopolitical impact. The DF-21 missile family has influenced security debates across the Indo-Pacific. Countries in the region discuss missile defense, countermeasures, naval strategies, and the balance of power in maritime zones. The DF-21D, in particular, emphasizes the evolving nature of military power in the 21st century. It shows how precision-guided missiles, paired with surveillance and data networks, can reduce the dominance of large surface ships long considered the centerpiece of naval power projection. The strategic message is clear. Mobility, precision, and long-range control of surrounding waters are central to China's security vision. Limitations and reality checks. Despite popular media claims, experts stress several points. The DF-21D has never been tested in actual wartime conditions. Real-world targeting against moving ships remains complex. Missile defense systems continue to evolve. Modern naval operations are dynamic and unpredictable. Thus, while the DF-21D is a significant milestone, it is part of a broader technological competition rather than a guaranteed carrier killer. Conclusion. The DF-21 and DF-21D together form a landmark chapter in the modernization of Chinese missile forces. From solid fuel mobility to advanced guidance and anti-ship capabilities, the DF-21 family represents China's ambitions to secure its regional environment and deter potential threats. The DF-21D's arrival changed global naval doctrine, sparked international debate, and pushed other nations to rethink how surface fleets operate in contested zones. Regardless of differing perspectives, one fact remains constant. The DF-21 family stands as a powerful example of how missiles, not just ships or aircraft, are redefining the military balance of the Indo-Pacific. China's East Wind missile series continues to influence strategy, reshape maritime calculations, and symbolize the new era of long-range precision warfare.